WPTV First Alert Weather on WSTU is brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Code Red Roofers cares and calls you back. Shows up and finishes on time. 287-2829. Code Red Roofers, the roofers who respond. Now here's the First Alert meteorologist.
High temperatures in the mid-80s, a little bit warmer, a little bit more humid, a little bit breezy. We will have a few showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, too. Partly cloudy tonight, lows in the mid-70s. For Wednesday, partly cloudy, scattered showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 80s. Cold front coming on Friday will cool us down and clear us out for the weekend. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist James Whelan for WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello and good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in on this extraordinary Tuesday morning. It happens to be April 5, 2022, and I am your extraordinary host, Gary Owen.
And I'm your fabuloristic co-host, Tom Bouvier.
Fabuloristic. Is that like futuristic, Tom?
That's like fabulous and terrific.
I love it. All right, perfect. And if you're you're scratching your head wondering what you're listening to, you are lucky to be listening to the one and only Quality of Life radio show, and we're here every single Tuesday morning, Tom.
Yes, we are, Gary. We love to bring relevant content to our listeners here at the radio Quality of Life radio show. We also love to showcase and support local business owners, nonprofit organizations. We'll be introducing our guest here in a moment. And thirdly, Gary, you and I, we love to educate and bring information about insurance planning to help people improve their quality of life.
Yeah, well, our guest is on his way. I think he lost his way thinking that he was supposed to be meeting us at our office and not here in the studio. So he'll be arriving in just a moment. But I just want to remind everybody, those of you that are listening on the radio on WSTU 1450 AM and or WPSL 1590 AM, when you get to your destination and you're like, daggone, man, I don't want to keep my phone, my car running and the AC on and listening to the radio, you can turn it off, go inside, and listen to us on Facebook Live, and you can catch us at Quality of Life Radio Show. And then when we bring our guest, when he arrives, we're going to bring him up to the microphone. And then also we're going to talk a little bit later today about Did You Know? Facts. We're going to talk about that. It's related to Florida, Tom. Some really interesting facts about Florida. We're going to do our This Day in History segment as well. And then we're going to do a fun health fact. So, Tom, I'll tell you what. You do the health fact, and then I'm going to run with the quote of the day. So let me start with the quote of the day today.
Okey-doke.
This is good. I'm talking to you, know the difference between knowledge and wisdom. I hope you do. Knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing that you don't put tomato in a fruit salad.
Oops.
Oops, indeed. What is the fruit?
No, I never put tomatoes in a fruit salad.
I don't think that would be tasty, actually.
No.
I think it would be.
No.
All right, Tom, so what is your health fact today?
What my health fact is, drinking enough water, especially at optimized times, can reverse its negative impact on a person's mood and energy level. And I can really attest to that because, you know, when you're really dehydrated, maybe you just gone for a bike ride, a walk, or anything, and you drink a big, nice glass of refreshing water, all of a sudden it just energizes your body. And so that's a nice health fact. And There is some statistics out there, Gary. I'm not sure exactly the percentage, but they say the majority of people in America and potentially around the world live in a dehydrated state.
Yes.
I mean, chronic dehydration. And there's so many health benefits. I'm actually a water fiend and a water nut. I love my water.
The Kangen water.
And the Kangen water, especially, it's electrified water that has a lot of proponent or health proponents to it. But no matter what, good, clean, filtered water is good for your body. And drink more than you think.
Absolutely.
Because, you'll be going to the bathroom a lot, but then you get to avoid some negative people. It's a great way. I'm sorry. You're thinking, how am I going to get out of this? I just drank my gallon of water. I need to book it to the bathroom. So
that's right.
It's a good excuse.
I think it'd be good for me to build a bathroom in my office. Less trips to the bathroom. I'm wearing a hole in the hallway.
Well, they do have something that truck drivers use called condom catheters. And
condom catheters.
Catheters, yep. Just imagine a condom and imagine a catheter that drains into a bag.
Okay, I'm not gonna imagine that this morning. It's beyond my imagination.
I don't think so.
Well,
anyway.
They make the Depends, Tom.
Well, they make Depends as well, but that's a little messy.
It is a little messy. It's a little nasty. But and also when I was flying on long trips, being a pilot, they would have these bags that you could urinate in. And I don't. How do we get on this topic anyway?
Bathroom in your office.
Water. That's right, water. Drink more
it's
water.
All your fault.
Drink more water. Well, hey, I have great news for everybody this morning. Our guest has arrived. He's in the house.
Right.
And we're very, very happy this morning to have Travis Walker with us. He is the president, CEO, COO, the big dog, the man himself, the law office of Travis R. Walker. What's R stand for, Travis?
It stands for Richard.
Richard. Not just Rich?
Not just Rich.
Okay, Travis Richard Walker. Kind of like James T. Kirk.
Yes, Tiberius, James Tiberius.
Yeah, that's right, James Tiberius. He must be a Trekkie.
I'm showing my card a little bit right now.
Hey, I'm sorry that you got lost this morning, Travis, but I'm glad that you're here now.
Well, I love Greg and Carol, and I remember talking to Greg one time. He's like, "You could set up a studio in your own office and stuff." And I was like, "Gary's got his own studio in his own office." I was like, "I got to see this or whatever." And then I show up and I'm like, "Oh no!" So sorry for my tardiness and everything, but I'm a huge proponent of drinking water as well. But make sure you have your electrolytes there too, because
yes.
I've done 2 Ironmen, and the one I did in Cozumel, I finished like 30 minutes before the cutoff time because I didn't do my electrolytes. And you can't drink, you can drink the water, but you got to have your electrolytes there too. So make sure, if you don't like your Gatorade or their salt tablets, those are they have no calories in them. Then you make sure you get your electrolytes.
Good point.
Yeah,
Good point, Travis. Because I know that I bought I was reading something because my doctor told me. Gary, you need to drink more water. I am. It's called the water of life. No, the other water. So, so I've been drinking more water and I bought this can. It's a powder of electrolyte. So, and it's better because now it has a little flavor to the water.
Yes.
So
yes.
It's a win-win. So
100%.
So before we get to the Ironman content. Let's talk a little bit about you, where you're from, who you are, how long you've been in Martin County, and why, and what made you become an attorney.
Sure. So I've been practicing for 15, 16 years now. I moved. My family moved to the Treasure Coast in 1996. So we've been here for 25, 26 years. The only time I left was to go off to law school, and then a year afterward, I was clerking up in Tallahassee for one of the 4th District Court of Appeals judges, as well as just starting starting to practice and everything. So we came back here in 2008, opened my own practice in 2012, and we've been in Stuart since 2013. We're very proud and excited to have the new office we opened on 1100 Southeast Federal Highway here in Stuart. It's the old Helping People Succeed building, the old Fox Joaquin building. It's about 85-90% built out.
It's a big building, buddy.
13,000 square feet. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a big challenge. I feel like I went to a bench press, and I was used to doing 150 pounds. Now I'm trying to bench 350 pounds when it comes to fitting out a building. But it's been a lot of fun. I have 12 to 15 staff members, 12 of them in the firm, 3 of them in a collection company that we've started up. And just been blessed to have a great staff. You know how it is, Gary. You hire people who are smarter than you are, right? And industrious, and they believe in the cause. And so that's been my philosophy, and it's been a blessing.
Yes,
for sure.
you gotta have those card carrying and flag carrying staff to make sure that they take the message and help you. And that's awesome that you've grown that fast.
Thank you.
I mean, my gosh, 15 staff. You opened in 2012, and now you're in a 13,000. Is there a spot for massage in one of those offices?
I got a meditation room set up, so I think we can quasi play that into a massage room too.
A radio station too.
Maybe a radio station too.
We could probably do like a little room and
bathroom in your office.
100%. 100%. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yep.
So, I have to say, it must be interesting to have been a law clerk in Tallahassee. What was that experience like?
It was amazing. It really was. I did a summer clerkship there. I would clerk for Judge Philip Padovano, who literally wrote the book on appellate practice in Florida. His treatise is what anyone who writes briefs or is involved in the appellate process has on their shelf. And it was just an awesome experience. And because I really feel as the judiciary is really removed from a lot of the politics. Of course, there is some politics that gets involved in everything, but being in Tallahassee, ground zero, the Florida Supreme Court at the time was literally across the street from where the first DCA was, and it was just an amazing experience because then you can really see the jurisprudence of how the judges see things, and we're right now we're going through a Supreme Court judicial nomination confirmation process. And it's interesting to really see, the process by which it works. And that's the reason why we have 9 Supreme Court judges, because they all see things a little bit differently. And it's why it's such a big deal. So, I was super grateful to have that experience.
And you mentioned politics. You can't step your toe anywhere without hitting some politics along the way, man.
Yep.
And speaking of politics, you're looking at you're about ready to
Entering
get into
the fray.
politics.
Yeah, no, I have a heart to serve. I'm an Eagle Scout, and so in addition to being an attorney, I've taken 2 oaths to serve. And so I have a heart to serve, and that's why I also serve on the Hibiscus Children's Center board. I've served on the Boys and Girls Club of St. Lucie County. I've served on the Education Foundation of St. Lucie County. I've served with the United Way, on and on. Just because that's the way I was built. I was wired to give and serve, and so elected office is a way to do it. That being said, the way that sausage is made and the way the electoral process is, I think I like serving on nonprofit boards better, So it's
And I like sausage.
and I like sausage.
Gouda sausage, baby, with extra water.
Extra water.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I was just in Dallas and had some supreme brisket and sausage there. It was great.
When were you in Dallas?
Saturday and Sunday.
Oh,
For the WrestleMania?
Uh,
Perchance.
I see that guy right there. No, were you? Awesome. No, you were in Arlington. I was in Irving, and I was running a marathon on Saturday.
wow.
Yeah, so I ran a marathon on Saturday and came back on Sunday.
So let's talk about.
Are you sore?
that.
I'm a little sore, but right now
That's probably why he was delayed.
That's right. He ran here.
I did get my my post race run in. I'm just kidding.
That's amazing. So, tell us about that. What got you into doing all that?
So, my father died when he was 63, and he died of a form of Parkinson's disease, and he was very sedentary his entire life. He didn't take care of himself. He was extremely cerebral, and I loved him to death and think of him all the time. But I really attribute like his disease and his issues with not being active, because you really have an electrical system in your body, and when you're not using it, it breaks down, like the telomeres, the genes, everything all like that. So I may have taken it to a little bit of an extreme, but I really believe that staying active, and I'm glad you guys were talking about that, because for the audience is huge. And I've done 2 Ironman. I got another one scheduled for later this month, and then right now my wife and I are on a 2022 run a marathon a month. So we've done January, February, March, and April. We run a marathon every month.
That's amazing.
Idea is to do it throughout the entire year. So yeah,
That is amazing. God bless you, man. That
Thank
is
you.
absolutely phenomenal.
Thanks.
Tom, I think you and I are about ready to run the marathon. We could probably join them.
Isn't that a gas station up the street? I can run there, get some chips and a soda.
You ready to go?
No, not ready. I drink no soda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not good for
No.
you. No, we do, there's no soda in my diet either. So, Again, water, water,
Yeah.
life, and maybe an occasional beer.
Maybe a little scotch, but we'll be good.
That's right. It's made with water. So that's amazing, man. You're very well rounded. Eagle Scout, attorney, looking to get into politics, Iron Man. I mean, is there anything that you don't do?
I don't eat black olives. I just don't. Really? No, I just don't. No, I don't like black olives. No, I don't. Other than that, no. Just constantly challenging myself. I believe in a growth mindset. I believe that you constantly have to be challenging yourself, whether it's a 13,000 square foot building or a 15-hour workout of an Ironman. You keep going for it.
So you're a champion.
I wouldn't say that. No.
Well, you're an Iron Man.
I'm an Ironman.
Well, if
So
you
you're a
complete
champion.
it,
In my
yeah,
book,
I
you're a
appreciate
champion.
it. Thank you so much. Thank
Even
you.
doing a marathon's amazing.
Tell me about it. So, taking that championship and that mentality and put that into your law practice.
Yep.
Talk to us about your law practice.
So we have Stewart's an amazing city. It's so diversified and has a great background to it. And I have the privilege of having, 5 attorneys on my staff. And I really believe that, each one is able to do a deep dive into like a different practice area. And so, we have an attorney who does the personal injury stuff. We have an attorney who does real estate with me, an attorney who does divorce, family law, an attorney who does the probate estate planning. And each one is kind of able to do their own deep dive. But, when the great thing about having, multiple attorneys is that you can create a collegial, collaborative type of atmosphere where you can bounce off ideas off of each other. You can cover for each other. God forbid one of you has something that comes up or something, and there's a hearing that comes up. And so you really have the ability to cover that. And, I truly believe in a collegial, collaborative environment, and that creates the best relationship and the best opportunities for the clients.
That's fantastic. So, talk to me about the estate planning,
Yep. So, estate planning is huge. There's
especially here in Florida.
100%. It takes me back to, I had a client recently who, she came in and she had, she was crying, and she was, beside herself. Because she had stage 4 cancer, and she was like, the kids were freaking out about all of her assets. She didn't know what was going to happen with her dog. Everything across the board. And, she's completely beside herself and everything. And so we helped guide her through that process and gave her some level of certainty because she wanted some of the children to have some things, some of the children not to have anything at all. And then to make sure that she had the dog taken care of because the dog was the only person who, the only thing wasn't fighting over her assets. And, so we were able to give her some level of certainty. And when she passed, I feel like we really was able to provide a service to her where she had a level of peace when she passed that, her estate was being taken care of and everything. And I give a lot of credit to people who do the estate planning because they're being respectful and mindful of the people who come behind them, because there's it's a big mess to clean up sometimes.
It truly is, man. It's amazing. We're kind of in that business and we see it a lot and you hear about it. Favorite movie stars and people that have loads of money and lots of wealth do nothing for their estate planning. And it takes years, a lot of fighting, bad blood between family members because that wasn't taken care of.
You're right. Whether, you have a power of attorney who, abused the person before and took away all their financial assets before they were taken, they passed. You have, guardians who, exploit the issues as well. You have, people who say, the will was signed under duress or there's a will contest. You have those type of issues. But even when people are getting along, then you have the probate process itself. And, mom swore she was going to give me X and, why am I written out of the will? And, and then if you don't have a will, you're considered intestate, and then it's completely the Wild West.
Yep, absolutely. Well, speaking of intestate, we're gonna go ahead and go on our first break, and then when we come back from our break, we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into your practice, and you're gonna share your love and information with everyone who's listening. And by the way, if you're just tuning in and you're wondering what you are listening to, Tom, what are they listening to?
The Quality of Life radio show.
Is it the world famous?
The world famous Quality of Life radio.
I'm grooming them to take my spot
Thank
over.
you.
So stay tuned. Take that coffee break, bathroom break. Don't touch that dial because we are going to be right back.
This is Gary Owen of the Owen Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jupiter, and Indiantown, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show. I'm your host, Gary Owen, and we have Boov, Tom Bouvier, here in the studio with us as my co-host. And we're very happy to have Travis Walker here in the studio. And we were going on break, and I was asking him more, try to dive into his real estate attorney practice, what he does in real estate, family law, personal injury, probate estate planning. I mean, what do you think is your top two areas of practice that you're focused on?
Well, my top two area of practice has always been real estate and divorce. But with having the other attorneys there, I have the opportunity to have those practice areas as well. I'm not a master on those. I don't want to be, but I have great people who are. So that's been our focus.
Well, Travis, you may not be a master, but you are an Iron Man.
But
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
And we've been noticing in the paper recently you're working on some big cases here in Florida. So kudos to you, and wishing you and your clients the best of luck on that.
Appreciate it.
So, talking about that, right? I mean, you're getting all these cases and a lot of notoriety. What separates you, Travis R. Walker, from, say, all your contemporaries?
So I think it's three things, really. So the first is that we provide aggressive, solid, and compassionate representation and advocacy. I think, lawyers for a long time, don't always have the best bedside manner. They don't understand where their clients are coming from and care for them and see the world as they see it.
Right.
So I think one of the things that our office is able to bring is that compassionate and empathy for our clients. That's essential, especially in family law and real estate cases. The second thing is we're big on technology, making everything as efficient and as possible for the clients, giving them, portals and other ways to get into what they need, and having that fast access is big and gives them the certainty that they need. And the third thing is we're across the state of Florida, and we have there is also, in addition to the other practice areas we represent clerks of the court across the state of Florida, and we've been able to do that because of the relationships that we have, but also the hard work that we do. And so we also have satellite offices in Tallahassee and West Palm because of those relationships and what we do there. So.
Wow.
Thanks.
That's pretty amazing. That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Are you in any other? Can you practice law in any other state other than Florida?
I'm barred in Washington State.
Interesting. Why Washington State?
Because it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
side.
I know what you're trying.
When you want to get away,
to meet in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do some estate planning, so one day I may have a summer home in Washington State or something like that. Because it's
we're going to be close there. We're going to be in Victoria, British Columbia
Sweet.
here in a couple more months. So
the gardens there are beautiful.
Yeah, I cannot wait, man. It'll be my first trip out that way, so it's going to be a long trip, but it's going to be a worthwhile trip, that's for sure. Then talk about personal injury. And my gosh, you see PI commercials. I think you can't even sit down and turn a TV on.
Every billboard.
What's going on? I know there's a lot of money in it, but
how many injuries? I'm like, I don't know anybody that's getting injured.
Yeah,
I just don't know.
It's an interesting, and I've opened the law firm in 2012, and we're getting into that practice area now, largely because a lot of our clients are looking for somebody, and they said, Travis, you do such great work for us. Why can't you do this for us as well, basically? And I said, okay, well, let's dive into it. And it's been an interesting part, and it really, when someone's hurt or injured, you really have an opportunity to provide that compassion and empathy with somebody, and I think that's what we bring to the table, and I'm glad we're able to do it now.
So for those that are listening, you're just tuning in. We are having a great conversation and discussion with Travis R. Walker, like James T. Kirk. Too bad your initial wasn't T. That'd be awesome.
That would be
Travis Tiberius.
Travis Tiberius Walker.
I like it.
I can work with it.
So Travis. is now moved into a, what you said, 13,000 square foot building.
Yes.
I mean, that's like a mansion on steroids. And he's practicing personal injury, real estate law, family law, probate, and estate planning. So if you have any of those needs, you need to reach out to Travis Walker. Travis, how do they get a hold of you?
You can visit us at traviswalkerlaw.com. Reach us by phone, 772-708-0952. Heck, I'll even give you my cell phone, 772-873-7377. That way, if you reach out, love to chat with you and see if it's something we can help you out with. And if you mention the show, we'll give you a free consultation, which is, normally a $140 value.
All right, so let's talk one more minute of your aspirations in politics. What are you looking to do? What do you want to do? Where you want to go? Why?
At this point, I've actually ran for office 4 times now, and I'm not quite to Abraham Lincoln where he lost 8 times, but I'm about halfway there. So I'm evaluating things. I have an amazing wife, a 13-year-old, and a 7-year-old kids. What I did realize during the campaign last year was just the amount of time it takes to run those campaigns. And I have so much, love and, just looking at the elected officials we have now. I mean, they take a brunt of crap.
You better believe it.
They don't get a whole lot of acknowledgement, and they spend a whole lot of time away from their family, both campaign-wise and then doing these evenings signs. And then, so I would in Port St. Lucie we had a big, and we still have a big waste pro issue, and I would spend 30 to 45 minutes on the phone with somebody, and they're dealing with a serious issue with regards to garbage. The yard waste is out there, which is causing rodents and all kinds of vermin to be out there. So it's a bad thing. So I was like, just realizing, wow, this is such a time commitment, and my heart goes out to those elected officials because of what they do. So at this point, I'm hitting the pause button. I'm enjoying running a business and serving in nonprofit capacities. Maybe something will come along in the future, but like I said, I give a lot of credit to these elected officials.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very well said. I mean, that is the absolute truth, because I don't think we realize, the constituents realize, how much time is devoted and how much dedication is needed. And I've got a friend who's running for Martin County Commission seat, and I can see him and he's in my leadership class, and I mean he is just going everywhere and going crazy, and so it is certainly is a lot of work. So kudos to all those out there who are serving our community, who are serving our state and our nation. So we're going to transition. So don't go anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
So we're gonna probably include you in some questions and see if you happen to know, especially in Florida. How long have you lived in Florida? Since 2012, right?
I was born in Tallahassee.
You were born in Tallahassee?
Born in Tallahassee, but I've been on the Treasure Coast since 96.
96, all right. I beat you by a decade. I got here in 86.
Good job, man.
Well, I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
All right, so Tom, we're going to do 2 things. We're going to talk about what happened this day in history, and did you know? So let's bring this to fruition, Tom. What is today?
Tuesday, April 5th, the 95th day of 2022, and 270 days left in the year. And this day in history, April 5th.
In 1841, I think Iggy probably remembers that, President William Harrison dies just 32 days in office. And I think it was pneumonia he died from.
In 1865, President Lincoln dreams about his assassination. 10 days later, he was shot dead.
Isn't that weird? It's eerie, right? Having a dream of your impending doom.
It's bad news.
That is really bad news. That's really
Gives
eerie.
him 10 days to get his house in order,
And
right?
we get his estate planning done. Right?
Dear
Yes, right.
Lord. Hey, where's Travis?
Yeah.
1933, the dirigible airship called the Akron crashes in New Jersey, killing 73 people, and that was 2 years after it was built. It was the first major air disaster in history.
Wow.
In 1960, Ben-Hur wins 11 Academy Awards.
It was like a 3.5-hour movie, man.
It was a 3.5-hour movie.
That's
Amazing.
that's a lot of popcorn. Bottle of scotch and popcorn.
Refills.
Yeah.
That's right.
1973, the World Trade Center, then the world's tallest building, opens in New York City. And this is amazing. New York State legislature approved this idea back in 1943, so it took 30 years. Amazing.
That's crazy.
Regulations.
Red tape.
Red
Just a
tape.
bit.
1975, Microsoft was founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen, who were childhood friends.
And then today's famous birthday. So if you were born today, you share a birthday with Colin Powell, a former U.S. General and U.S. Secretary of State. He was born in Harlem, New York, and he died at the tender age of 84.
A famous death on this day, U.S. General Douglas MacArthur, famous for saying, "I shall return
Yes.
to the Philippines," dies April 1964 at the age of 84.
So that's ironic, right? 2 U.S. generals died at the age of 84. So I guess for those generals out there, if you're approaching age 84, call Travis Walker to make sure your house is in order.
And count your days and call us for life insurance.
That's right. Dear Lord. Okay, so now we're going to get to Did You Know? It's a little bit about Florida, so we'll see how much you know about Florida,
Let's
Mr.
give it a go.
Travis Walker.
Let's
Here we
give it
go.
a go.
So Florida got its name from which Spanish explorer?
Which Spanish explorer? Floridian?
Juan Ponce de Leon,
Ponce de Leon. Okay.
who called it the Florida, meaning, what does it mean? La Florida?
La Florida, flowers.
Land of flowers, Tom.
Flowers.
Yeah, there you
yes.
go. It happens to be the third most populous state now, with over 21 million people. With 1,000 a day coming to Florida, we'll probably be at 30 million soon.
Wow.
It happens to be the flattest state in the United States, and scientists predict that 1 out of every 8 houses may be underwater by the year 2100. I'll be in the clouds somewhere then, so it won't bother me. Plus, Florida is the world's biggest producer of which fruit?
Grapefruit?
Strawberries.
Awesome,
Oh,
grapefruit.
grapefruit.
And it produces 40% of the world's orange juice. Also, Florida is the only continental state in the United States to have a living coral reef and boasts of over how many islands, do you think?
Oh, wow.
How many thousand islands?
Thousand Island. No, I'd say 253.
4,000.
Wow.
4,000.
4,000 islands. And it consists of 1,350 miles of coastline. And which city has the clearest water of all the Florida beaches?
Clearwater?
Key West.
Close.
Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete, something like that?
Sarasota.
Destin.
Destin.
Oh,
Okay.
Destin
I
has
love
the
Destin.
clearest water of
On the Panhandle.
all the
Yeah.
Florida beaches. Really interesting stuff about Florida. I could spend a whole show on Florida. There is just so much information about the state of Florida. I think when we bring John and Toby in, we'll
grill
grill
them
them.
Really
Yeah.
grill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
put
see
them
what
on the
they know
spot.
about Florida.
That would be good.
That would be awesome. All right, so Tom, we got 5 minutes before we go on break. Because I know that you want to talk about travel insurance, because we've been getting a lot of calls on that. People are out traveling now like crazy. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to people that are listening into us, and we are constantly getting phone calls. But Judith and Thomas are listening in this morning, so I want to say hello to Judith and Thomas. Also, we got phone calls last Tuesday when we got back to the office. Gary, I tried to call the studio. I had a pressing question to ask you on the show, but nobody picked up the radio, the telephone. So I'm not sure why or how that happened. But if you do have a pressing or important question to ask us, or Mr. Travis Walker, you can call into the studio at 772-220-WSTU. That's 220-9788. Or, Tom, if they have questions and they want to ask us specific questions without being in front of hundreds of thousands of people on the radio or on Facebook, they can call our office at
772-210-1020.
Fantastic. So, and by the way, Owen Insurance Group is just located north of the Roosevelt Bridge, where you were. next, right behind Key West Diner and next to Beaches MRI. All right, so real quick, we're going to talk about some scams before Tom talks about travel insurance because they are just getting out of control. Out of the top 10 scams in Florida, these Medicare health insurance scams come in at number 3. So obviously, we know that every person who turns 65 is going to be needing Medicare or having a conversation about Medicare. So there are a lot of people out there, these scamsters, scumbags, scum of the earth, trying to get people's Medicare numbers. They're doing these genetic testing fraudulent scams, COVID-19 vaccine scams. So my message to you is that if you get a call and someone says that they're from Medicare and they need your Social Security number or your Medicare number, tell them to pound sand and hang up. That's it. Pound sand and then hang up on them. Do not give your personal information out to anybody who's calling you. They are trying to scam you. They're trying to abscond with your Medicare number, your Social Security number. And even they are now getting wise, and then you see these caller IDs. They're spoofing Medicare number. So it says a number, Medicare, on your phone. So again, let me remind you, nobody from Medicare, nobody from Medicare is going to call you and ask you for information. So again, my advice, tell them to pound sand and then hang up. And then have a nice cocktail after you do that. It's very refreshing. And also, I would suggest report the call, all right? Contact Medicare at 800-MEDICARE. And you can also contact the Federal Trade Commission, ftc.gov/complaint. Just to remind everybody, last show we talked about this, Tom, $637 million was lost by Americans to COVID-19 scams through December 14th alone. So that is a horrific number. And every single day it's happening. But better news, though, about Stewart. Maybe, Tom, you've heard this. Stewart ranks what number on the South Best Small Towns of 2022?
Number 1.
Well, we're getting close. We moved up to number 6.
If it
Very nice.
wasn't number
Pretty
1,
good.
it was a steal. Somebody else stole it. So.
That's right.
We'll get to number 1, I think.
Yeah, we need to.
The secret is out about the best small town in the state of Florida, Stewart, Florida. So we're excited about that. All right, we're going to go on to our last break of the show. You're listening to the Quality of Life radio show on WSTU 1450 AM and WPSL 1590 AM. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is Gary Owen of the Owen Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
And welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show. Thank you for joining us this morning. Hope you're having a great Tuesday morning. We have Travis Walker in the studio, and Boov is going to be talking to you about some travel insurance tips. But I'm going to ask you a quick question, Travis.
Sure.
Back in 1965, this was before you were born, obviously,
Yeah.
but gold was trading at $20 an ounce. 20
an ounce.
in 1965.
Wow.
Where is the gold price today?
I'd say right around, was it like 2,000 an ounce?
1928.
1928 an ounce.
$1,928. And then Berkshire Hathaway stock was trading at $15 a share back then. Today, what's Berkshire Hathaway's stock price today?
Is it A shares or B shares?
It doesn't say.
The A shares are probably right around 400 or 500,000 or something.
528.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I got some B shares, but I don't have that A share.
Yeah. Well, not that you're disclosing on the radio.
No, nothing. It's not financial advice at all either. So.
Okay, we got a phone call. Let me get my headphones on. Is this for me or is this for Travis?
Yeah, I'm interested in using that attorney.
Okay, hey Charlie, Travis is listening in. Go ahead.
Oh, hi, Travis.
Hi, sir. How are you?
You're located behind that diner next to Beach's MRI. Is that where you are?
No, sir. That's where Mr. Owen's insurance agency is located.
Oh.
I'm on US 1. He's north of the Roosevelt Bridge. I'm south of the Roosevelt Bridge now.
The water separates us very nicely.
Okay. What is? Let me get a pen. So you're in Jensen Beach, Stewart area?
Yes, sir. I'm in Stewart.
Oh, good. Okay, so it's Travis, because I am interested in using you for for my wife's will,
Okay.
and I have a therapy dog that's in my trust,
Aw.
and I want to put his female in my trust.
Aw,
You do trust work too?
Yep, we do trust work and pet trusts for sure. So definitely love to help you out.
Charlie, make sure that my name's mentioned in that will somewhere.
That's spelled Gary
I'll
O
leave
T
you
O M.
any money that I owe. You can take care of that.
Yeah, and Charlie, definitely give you a free consult for coming on the show. And the phone number is 772-708-0952.
70809 what?
52.
52. All right.
All right.
I'll be giving you a call because my wife definitely needs to update her will, and I want to do some trust work with you.
Fantastic.
Love to help you out,
Thank
sir.
you, Charlie, for calling in. We appreciate you, buddy.
All right. Bye.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right. So, and one more thing, Tom, is there currently, as of last week, is a special enrollment period for people under 65 who don't have health insurance. That special enrollment is opening up. So if they don't have health insurance, they can now enroll in a comprehensive health plan if their household income is 150% below the federal poverty level, right? So if you are a single individual making less than $19,320, but at least $12,880, this qualifies for you. So if you're a family of four, that income is about $40,000 or less. So if you're in that range and you have no health insurance, you need to give Owen Insurance Group a call and ask for either Julie or Kim in our office, and they will help you and to determine what you qualify for. And most times on these plans, you would qualify for a $0 premium. So make sure you reach out to call Owen Insurance Group. Tom, there's a lot of traveling going on now. I mean, everyone's kind of getting sick and tired of the COVID nonsense and staying home and being scared out of their wits. So now people are now taking out their travel clothes, their shorty shorts. They're going on cruises. So what's happening? We're getting inundated with phone calls about what?
Travel insurance. People
Crazy.
Yeah, as you say, the floodgates have now opened. COVID in a lot of people's minds and has been defeated or at least gone away or subsided. Countries are now opening up and loosening a lot of their COVID restrictions for incoming travelers. So a lot of the islands and different other countries, they had really strict entry requirements for people. And so now that a lot of countries are open, but they're smart, and they're smart in this way. They are requiring people to have proof of an active health insurance plan while they are in their country. So if you want to go to Greece or Italy or Spain or South America or the islands, once you get it, they're going to stamp your passport, they're going to ask for proof of your health insurance. So even cruise liners, pretty much are requiring it. So you can buy travel insurance, say, from an agent who works with you on a cruise. But many times those can be quite pricey and high deductibles and really not the kind of travel insurance you're looking for. We provide an opportunity for you to get a free quote, no obligation. Give our office a call, 772-210-1020. So all types of travel insurance. That includes travel cancellation insurance, So you got that big trip plan and all of a sudden you come down with something or a family emergency and you're not able to take it. Well, maybe you purchased a ticket or a cruise line a ticket where it's cancelable, non-refundable, but travel insurance for cancellation policies could help cover that. So it's wonderful. Even individuals who are coming from other countries. So I'm basically referring to U.S. citizens traveling abroad to other countries. But we also are able to quote people. So if you have family, friends, neighbors, relatives, someone who's from out of this country, not U.S. citizens, and they're coming here for 2 or 3 months for vacation or whatnot, and they need some temporary insurance, we can help them with that as well.
And Tom, what is the average cost? So you have trip insurance, right, for trip cancellations, and then you have health insurance. Should they have both, and can you buy a policy that encompasses both?
Absolutely. There are policies that we can offer that handles both, and it's all in one policy, one set premium. And not only that, as I was mentioning, people who are not U.S. citizens, I had a couple from Canada who've been in the United States. They're going to be here. They're waiting for their green card so they can become U.S. citizens. And so they were paying out the nose for this really small insurance, and it was a month by month. And so I talked to him about a 6-month policy underwritten through Lloyd's of London with a great program. Him and his wife both got on it. He loves it. $1 million of coverage, a deductible in there, but it would cover him and his wife up to $1 million. For the next 6 months.
And what was the premium on that? Because
it was approximately $600 a month for both.
For both, so $300 each for $1 million.
That's correct, and that's individuals who are in their one's over 65, 67, and his wife 63. So if your age was lower, of course that premium would be lower, and they were ecstatic about it. I mean,
sure.
They paid the full 6 months in advance, and I became a hero, just by doing my job, finding solutions, simplifying the insurance planning, and it took the stress off of them. And they were just going on a cruise, so we got them some cruise insurance as well.
Yeah, we are superheroes, Travis.
Yeah.
I mean,
I see the capes.
We got those stored back at the office. I thought you was going to bring them with you when you came down.
I could have.
But many people think that we're secret agents. But to our clients, we're really superheroes.
I love it.
I love it too.
Yes.
And Tom, who do they call if they need questions? They want to do a quote on travel insurance, trip protection. Who do they call?
Not Ghostbusters.
No way.
Oh, no, you want to call 772-210-1020. One of the fine agents at Owen Insurance Group would be able to help you.
All right. So I also want to talk about people that were born in 1950. You're way out of that one there, Travis. So he's not going to be interested in listening to this.
Oh, gosh.
But you probably know somebody who is. But we're constantly getting phone calls from people. We had 2 calls, Tom. You and I both had 2 calls after we got to the office from the show last week. People that were getting inundated. Their birthday is like in August. You had a gentleman whose birthday is June.
Correct.
In 1957, so he's turned 65 in June. And what's happening out there for people that are 64 and beyond, I'm just going to forewarn you. You might need to hire a full-time person to go to the mailbox and carry the wheelbarrow full of junk mail that you are going to receive.
It's that bad.
It is no joke.
Wow.
No joke. In my office, people bring some stuff in, and I've got 2 big bags of mail from almost every carrier. Agents are sending stuff in. And what it's doing, two things, Tom, is what it's doing. It's diminishing the tree population on in the planet.
And filling up the landfill.
Filling up the landfill, that's right.
Yeah.
And it's confusing the heck
Absolutely.
out of people.
Sure.
Because now they don't know what to do. And, and so many times, I mean, we run across people that call us, and they should have enrolled in Part B, 3 months prior to turning 65, and they do it a little bit later, causing even a lot more problems because they're confused. They don't know who to turn to. They just shut down. They put their heads in the sand and become an ostrich.
That's right.
So what do you do?
Don't do that. Give us a call at Owen Insurance Group because we can help you navigate the whole Medicare scenario. Because and we would love to talk to you if you're even at age 63 to help you prepare and plan in advance. Because if you're drawing Social Security, your Medicare card will automatically be mailed to you about 100 days before you turn 65. But if you're not drawing Social Security, you're not automatically enrolled, and that's where people get confused. We say, well, my uncle or my brother, he got his Medicare card mailed to him, and like you said, they're just sitting around waiting for it to automatically happen, but they're not drawing Social Security. So there's a lot of intricacies that we've navigated hundreds, if not thousands of times to help people.
And also, to Tom's point, I mean, what I've done, I mean, we've all seen these commercials, the J.J. Walker commercials, and Football Hall of Famer Joe Namath, and Joe Montana, and I mean George Foreman, and
James
T. Kirk. I mean,
James-
they're all on TV trying to get you to call a toll-free number so you can be enrolled in a certain plan. Well, we're not going to do that. I don't recommend you do that because you have no idea what you're enrolling into, and it could cause you major catastrophic problems down the road when you need to switch to, let's say, a Medicare supplement plan 2 years later because the plan that you enrolled in based on that TV commercial is not working out for you, and now it may be too late. So it's important that you get unbiased information, get educated about Medicare, about the choices, the options, the benefits, the rights and the privileges of being on a Medicare plan, and all of us at Owen Insurance Group can provide you that information free of charge. We do not charge for our services. So there is absolutely no reason why you should be afraid to pick up the phone and dial that number. It's a sexy number. It's 772-210-1020. It is beautiful. I sound like Trump now. It's beautiful.
It's
Best
huge.
number ever.
Huge.
It's the best number ever.
Best number ever. 772-210-1020. Call it now. But anyway.
It flows off the tongue. It is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
But and it's scary. I mean, people that are turning 65 this year, not only will your mailbox get inundated, your phone is going to ring off the hook. Yes, they have your number. You're going to get text messages in the middle of the night. You're going to get knocks on the door.
Wow.
It's going to happen.
Yeah,
Get ready. But before that happens, you can reach out and talk to the experts at Owen Insurance Group. We'll give you free advice. We'll give you great counsel. We will be your guide. Am I down to 1 minute? Holy Moses.
Good job.
Travis, it goes by so fast. Thank you for joining us this morning. I
Thank
appreciate you making
Thank you
it.
for having me. TravisWalkerLaw.com. Would love to chat with anybody and provide free consults if you mention the show. So thanks again, Gary. Thanks, Booth.
Thank you.
You guys did an awesome job.
I appreciate it. And then next week on the show is Great Gardner, and Tom and I will continue espousing what we know about insurance products. And thank you for joining us today. And please share us with your friends, family, and neighbors. And remember, stay safe, keep healthy, be happy, and enjoy your quality of life.